Shalom. First of all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Shem Yahushai, by Shem Karkadash, the honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and in sincerity, and the women and the children who follow. So, just, going through the news, man, we got to stay updated in these times. Everything is moving so fast, it's difficult for one person to catch everything. So it's definitely a necessary time that we keep up with, all the videos or as many videos as you can, that brothers are putting out. There's a lot of information out right now. It's a lot going on. So you want to try to stay in the know. So with that being said, just want to give an update on this whole quarantine situation, because over in Europe, the second wave is it's really hitting hard. It started off in the UK with the new strain that's out. It crossed over here to America, and I'm pretty sure it's over there in those other countries. They said there was a lot of trucks that were stranded, that were attempting to leave the UK and go to France, and they were stranded, and they didn't let them pass because of the new strain that's over there. Well, now, as you can see in this article, it says COVID-19. France Prime Minister Castex announces tighter curfew. So the Prime Minister says that. All right, let me see that. It says French Prime Minister Jean Castex has announced a new evening curfew will begin nationally across France starting at 1800 hours, which is basically 6 o'clock on Saturday. It says the move is a tightening of a curfew already in place since December, which restricts the movement from 20 to, or basically 8 o'clock at night till 6 in the morning, and now they're pulling it back till 6 p.m. So you can see everything getting tighter. You can see them using this so-called pandemic as a vehicle to strip away civil liberties, which France has a long history of uprising against its government. But and they know that, so they know that the French people will get down if need be. So how do you stop that? Well, you keep them in the house. So we're going to read a little bit more in this article. It says, announcing the measure on Thursday, Mr. Castex described the country's situation as worrying, with infections remaining at a high plateau. So what they're doing, they're using this, like I said, as a ruse to keep the people in the house to get extra control. Now they have the upper hand. They have control of the situation. And they're saying, look, it's going to be best for you to stay in the house, especially at this time. Because if we can restrict the movement of the people, then we can kind of corral this disease. If you're in the house for 12 out of 24 hours a day, then that should cut half the opportunities for cases for people to catch a case of COVID, the COVID-19. So, says he's also announced new restrictions for people arriving into the country. France has so far recorded more than 69,000 deaths, the 7th highest death toll in the world. So it says, how does the curfew work? The new national curfew will stay in place for at least 15 days and means everyone must be at home. unless they are returning from school or work by 1800 every day. Okay, it says all shops and businesses will have to close when the curfew begins, except for emergency services. So, slack, yeah, bear with me. So it says the tighter evening restriction was already in place in some hard-hit eastern regions of the country before Thursday announcement. And according to the French Scientific Council, has led to infection rates slowing. So they're feeding you a whole load of crap for your safety. Okay, it says women's rugby coach Felicie Gunat lives in Marseille, where an earlier curfew was already in place. She told the AP news agency that rush hour traffic in Marseille was heavy. It's a scramble, so everyone can be home by 6 p.m., she says. That's right, everybody's trying to get home. Everyone's trying to rush to get home so that they don't get caught out in the curfew. And this is coming to America. Joe Biden didn't already said that he's going to lock this place down. And you're going to go with it. Why? Because he's talking about giving you a $1,400 stimulus. You know, all you got to do is just, put a little money in your face. And people will roll with it. Slakia, Akim. We're going to get this scripture real quick. It says, this is 1 Thessalonians 5, starting at 3. It says, for when they shall say, peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as shall fell upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Because they keep blowing this horn, they keep pounding this drum, that if we lock you down, it's for your safety. If we lock you down, it's for your health, and it's better for you. Don't leave your house. Be in at this time. All it is, it's preconditioning you for their new world order. For when they don't want you to move, you won't move. You've been here before. But ye brethren are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. No, we're not, because I have a spiritual eye. Lord will I keep my spiritual eye, you know what I'm saying? It's a gift from the Most High that He gave to us to be able to see and to expose these demons for who they really are and what their nefarious plans entail. Alright, it says, you are the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore let us not sleep as others do, but let us watch and be sober. So we're not asleep. We're not unaware of the wiles of the devil. We know what's going on. Okay, we know that he has but a short time. And we know oh man, I apologize. We know what he wants to accomplish. So we do our job as men of the Lord, as prophets of the Lord, as the Lord's bullhorn, to expose this man, to let the people know what's going on. Let the people understand what they should expect. To update them. That's why we have that watchful eye. That's why we are being sober. Which is not talking about drinking or being inebriated. It's talking about being sober-minded. Okay, being clear-minded in the spirit. and understanding what you need to be doing in the spirit and watching. Alright, it says, for they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for a helmet of hope of salvation. Alright, we need all of that. We gotta have that spiritual armor. Okay? We need faith. We need love. Love for the Akim. Love for Yahweh Shem Yahshai. Love for ourselves. Okay? We need that hope of salvation. That's what pushes us, alright? Because we want to get out of this place. We're tired of the wickedness. It says, for the Most High have not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Right, so the Most High, is he going to destroy this place? You damn skippy. Is he going to destroy the elect with this place? No, he's not. Alright? Our hope is salvation, and the Most High's goal is to save his elect. So we need to be sober and be vigilant, understand what's going on, and shoot, Lord willing, when it's time to roll, we can hit your ride. So I got one more article that I wanted to go over, because like I said, this is what's going on in Europe right now, but it's coming over here real quick. And I got this update earlier in the week, and I didn't want to put it out solo by itself. So when I saw this article, it was a beautiful time to just put the two together and give the European states along with the American. Okay, so there was a bill that was made about 5 or 6 years ago, back when there was a Ebola scare. Okay, but we know that these devils put laws into effect way before they need to use them, so that everything, all their ducks are in a row already. Should I say? That's like the NDAA Act of 2011 or 2012. I believe it's 2012. They had the indefinite detention in it. Did they need it back then? No. Are they going to use it now? Oh, it's very relative now, isn't it? Just like this one. So this is from Times Union. It says, GOP criticizes bill that would penalize quarantine breakers. Right, the legislature says one sponsored 2015 measure is going nowhere. So what they're saying is that it's going nowhere. But we'll see whether it gets passed or not through a video of the lady breaking down what's going on. I'll try to find that video if I can. And we could probably not even have to read a lot of this, but I'll still link it in the description. It says New York conservatives continue to hammer a bill introduced 6 years ago that they're holding up as a proof that government Andrew Cuomo is pursuing detention camps in response to some New Yorkers' unwillingness to quarantine for the virus. So it's getting so bad in New York that they're wanting to resurrect this dead bill so that they can put victims and their families into detention camps for breaking quarantine. It says the lone dormant bill was introduced in 2015 by a state assemblyman Nick Perry, a Democrat from Brooklyn, in response to the case of a nurse infected with Ebola who had refused to quarantine. Since the proposal never gained traction, no one co-sponsored the measure, which he has remained stalled in the Assembly's Health Committee. So what they're saying is he brought it up in 2015, it's been stalled, it's not going anywhere. But they're bringing it up right now for a reason. Because it's growing legs. It's going to get up and it's going to be really relevant. So just give me a moment. Let me see if I can grab the video real quick. And we'll get a couple scriptures and we'll end it there.
is the most dystopian garbage you have ever seen. And garbage, by the way, is the PG version of the word that I actually wanted to use to describe this piece of legislation. A new bill has been introduced in the state of New York. Assembly Bill A416. I encourage you to go read it for yourself. Assembly Bill A416 will allow the governor and any public health official in the state to round you up and detain you in a detention facility if you are potentially a case, contact, or carrier of a virus like COVID-19. You can't make this up. This makes 1984 look tame.
So it said whether you had a case or you potentially had a case or were near a carrier or a contact, which sounds exactly like the movie Songbird with the Q-Zone. Because if anyone in your household was diagnosed with COVID-23, then you all had to go, whether you felt sick or not, or, that's exactly what this sounds like.
This is the description of the bill itself, and I quote, Assembly Bill A416 relates to the removal of cases, contacts, and carriers of communicable diseases who are potentially dangerous to the public health. The bill says, and I quote, the provisions of this section shall be utilized in the event that the governor declares a state health emergency due to an epidemic of any communicable disease. End quote. So basically, if Governor Cuomo, the dipstick governor who forced nursing homes to admit COVID-positive residents, which caused COVID to spread like wildfire in New York nursing homes, which caused the death of up to 11,000 people, although we're not sure of the actual number because Cuomo is a liar who won't even admit he did anything wrong, if this guy declares an emergency in the state of New York, Assembly Bill A416 gives random unelected public health officials the power to basically put you in a detention camp even if you haven't tested positive for the virus. The bill keeps going, and I quote, upon determining by clear and convincing evidence that the health of others is or may be endangered by a case, contact, or carrier, or suspected case, contact, or carrier of a contagious disease that, in the opinion of the governor, after consultation with the commissioner, may pose an imminent and significant threat to the public health, resulting in severe morbidity or high mortality, the governor or his or her delegee, including but not limited to the commissioner or the heads of local health departments, may order the removal and or detention of such a person or of a group of such persons by issuing a single order identifying such persons either by name or by a reasonably specific description of the individuals or group being detained. Such person or group of persons shall be detained in a medical facility or other appropriate facility or premises,
a concentration camp,
designated by the governor or his or her delegee and complying with subdivision 5 of this section. End quote.
Yeah, so that's all I'm going to get on that. You got the picture, you got the idea. Just going to get these last couple of scriptures. This is Revelation chapter 2, verse 10. It says, for none of those things which thou shalt suffer, behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and that ye may have tribulation 10 days, a certain amount of time. It says, be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So ultimately, like I said, Esau's coming down. Okay? You know what's going down. I don't want to sound like a broken record, or that I'm beating the same drum, but I'm beating the same drum. And yes, this record is skipping. We're going to keep talking about this. Why? Because this is relevant. This is what's going on right now. Not what's going to happen in the future. What's going to happen in the future is the results of what's happening right now. This is what we need to be on the watch for right now. Okay, so this man is using this as a ruse, as a vehicle basically to detain us, to keep us in our households, or to put us in a detention camp. And ultimately all this is going to lead the vaccine and all that is going to lead to the chip. So with that being said, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, B'Shem Yahushai, B'Shem Karkadash, the barnes to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners for during the truth and in sincerity, the women and children who follow. Shalom.